Afternoon. Wow, we're really loud. Wow. I hear you. Okay, is that come on down a little more? Down, 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 down. There, that's pretty good. A little lower, a little lower, a little lower, right there. Yeah, yeah. How about that? Is that okay? Is that okay? Maybe just a little bit more. Is that too loud? Good right there? All right. Leave it be. You can say that's the point for you to hear me. I can still hear you. Turn it down some more. I can still hear you. Is it still too loud? It said it's still a little bit too loud. Said still too little loud. Is that there? You go. That's good. Can you hear me now? Is it gone? Now you can't hear me at all. Too much. How's that? Is that better right there? Right there. Right there. Hold still. Excellent. Right there. Good. Let's get started. We wasted a minute right there trying to figure out the microphone. Prayer request. I have one I want to share with you. Robbie Price. Robbie typically sits right on the front row right up here. Robbie may have just a slight touch of Down syndrome, if you know who Robbie is. It's about 53 years old. He has surgery tomorrow, and he has blood clots in his feet, and they're doing stents tomorrow to help that. And so I told him that that I would add him to the list here, and that we would pray for him. Robbie Price is his name. Yeah, he said he saw you. He said, I saw your dad. Awesome. Sir, good to have you here today. Absolutely. Are you here in the area for a while or a couple weeks? This is the perfect time of year to visit you. I was going down the street today with the windows open. Man, go to Buffalo, New York and do that. Did you see the snow that they're having in Buffalo? They had a football game, I think it was. And they said there's no assigned seating. Just scrape off a place, and you can sit anywhere. And 3 feet deep in the seats. Yeah, I saw that picture. And of course, if you watch the Republican caucuses, then you saw frigid temperatures there. Anybody from Iowa? Yeah, they couldn't get here. They're frozen in place. All right. Their plane froze up. All right. Good to have you, Mr. Alexander. Singleton. Why did I say Alexander? Because I read a name, Mary Alexander, right here, and then I looked right there, and I'm like, wow. I'm sorry. I turned 50 this last year, and so I'm having those moments. Yeah. Some of you are saying just 50. I know. I had one of you, I was complaining about my age the other day, and somebody said, well, my youngest son is older than you. Yeah. Oh, well. Hey, there's only one alternative to growing old, right? Go and see Jesus, which is not all that bad. Other prayer requests or praises that you have? Yes. Okay, she has breast cancer, Denny's sister Sharon, and she's in Florida, and it's an aggressive cancer, and she's going through treatments. Okay? I thought I saw another hand jump up. Okay. 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 Surgery on Friday. That would be the 19th. Okay? All right? Any other prayer requests or praises tonight? This afternoon, I should say. It's not night. It's not even 5 o'clock. Any others at all? Dave? Is she? Did she get a diagnosis? That's what it was. Nita sick? I should probably tell you that Glenn and Arlene Jackman are, they're getting older, getting more difficult to get out and about, and are struggling. And would you pray for them, Glenn and Arlene? Many of you know them. They came over several years with many of you. I remember Glenn. Glenn's a character. And Glenn, later I talked to Glenn. He walked in. I'd heard there had been a split at a local church. And all of a sudden the next Sunday, all these people walk into Freedom. And I'm thinking, oh my soul, what has just walked in the door? I'm thinking, hey, oh my goodness. And, all the trouble, is this the troublemakers? What are we getting here? And come to find out, we ended up getting the cream of the crop. But Glenn walked in with he and his wife and 4 or 5 sister-in-law and like 3 other women. And he walks up to me and he said, I'm Glenn and this is my harem. Wow, Pray for them. Their faith, their health is failing them. And Lord willing, Melissa and I will be able to see them tomorrow. But I want you to pray for Glenn and Arlene. All right? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Pray for this friend, Jim. And I'm not going to try to go with that last name. Hummerdink, all right, who had an arm amputated. Okay. All right, Jim Hummerdink. Not dealing well with it at all. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Cindy? Her surgery is Friday. Okay. I think I had that. Yeah. It's scheduled. I didn't have the date, but it's scheduled for Friday. Okay. That's Cindy's niece. Her niece there. All right. Any others? All right. I'm wondering, you don't have to answer, but I'm going back through the scriptures again this year, and I'm doing it chronologically, which meant I read creation, the creation account, the creation account in Genesis, and then I went through Job, all 42 chapters, something like that, 40-something chapters of Job, and then it brings me back to the plan that I'm on, back to Genesis, and I'm in Genesis chapter 12. You know your Bible, you know Genesis chapter 12 is what? Yeah, that's right. It's the call of Abraham. That's right. Abram who becomes Abram. This is a particular special passage to me. This is the text that God used to call me into ministry. It was from this passage, after studying it, God just used this to just really make it abundantly clear to me. You just follow me and I'll take care of you. And I've seen that again and again and again in my life. And if we have time, I may be able to share a few testimonies and stories there. God had planned to develop a nation of people that he would call his own. Who are the Jews? Who are the Hebrews? Well, these are the people that God said, I'm going to reveal myself to the world through. It's through these people. People are going to be able to read about my relationship with these particular people. And by doing so, they're going to learn who I am. And so he had to call a people. He had to choose a people, and he did. And of course, he called Abram. Abram was called to leave that godless, self-centered city of Ur. It was in a very fertile region, to go to Canaan. And in doing so, God said, I'm going to create for myself a God-centered nation, a moral nation. He said, this is going to be the focal point, this land, this Canaan, this promised land, this is going to be the focal point of pretty much what I do on planet Earth for history. And we have seen that. And if you want to know what God's up to, better look in Israel. It's often that case. For the most part, all of the history of Israel, of course, as well as the rise of Christianity, was in that land that in our text here, Abram is promised to by God. And so I want to look at that this morning, this afternoon. It's just habit. I've entitled this, A Big Ask, A Believing Answer, A Bright Future, and a Blundering Action. Okay? And I think you'll see that. First, I want us to see the big ask, or the big request here. And I want to read the first 3 verses here of Genesis 12. Now the Lord said to Abram, go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you. And him who dishonors you I will curse. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. I want you to notice this. Have you heard the phrase,